Welcome to the program. I'm Tracy Bowden. Those stories shortly, and we'll also cross to Victoria for the latest on the flood crisis there. But first to Queensland, where the search continues for 9 people still missing in the Lockyer Valley west of Brisbane. Police have confirmed that 2 more bodies were found at the weekend, bringing the death toll from the floods to 22. It's been a fortnight since a wall of water tore through the valley, devastating whole communities. The 7:30 report toured the region with the local MP to get a sense of the scale of the task ahead. Connor Duffy reports.
Amidst the tears, I suppose, it's just all gone. There's houses missing, there's places that just aren't there anymore, friends that aren't there anymore.
Grantham was once a beautiful subtropical town of Queenslander homes and lush gardens. But its people never expected the raging torrent of water that flooded over the range and changed their lives forever. Of all the misery heaped on southeast Queensland by the floods, few have felt it as keenly as the people of Grantham. Their once beautiful oasis, now a staging zone for army and police, still searching for bodies 14 days on.
Not only have we suffered human loss, material loss, people's houses, people's whole business, their commerce, the paddocks that used to be lush with broccoli, zucchini, carrot, beetroot, are now nothing more than rubbish tips.
And this is what it looks like after 3 days' work cleaning up too.
Yeah. Really heavy items on this.
Registered nurse Stella Holz is among those coming to terms with a dream home that's been destroyed.
This was my orchard.
Her refuge has been transformed into a military staging post with teams of soldiers and volunteers sorting through tons of debris and mud. Her orchard is gone. Her boat is wedged into a tree and a number of cars are littered throughout the property, all of them write-offs.
It's just wrecked. It's trashed.
Still, she counts herself lucky, even as she mourns for friends and neighbours.
And it is such a small community, and yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking to think that something's come through your town and actually taken people like that.
Even though they're coming to terms with the devastation, they're also grieving. In these small communities, when one person passes, the whole town goes to the funeral. When you have virtually a whole street that's no longer with us, it'll take us years to recover.
Many people here in Grantham are still too traumatised to talk on camera about these terrible floods that have changed their lives so dramatically. But when you walk around here, the stories of grief and survival are absolutely compelling. The slow process of cleaning up is now in full swing, and given the damage here, the people of Grantham will need to rely on neighbours in other Lockyer Valley towns to help them through.
What about when do you think those roadblocks will be? How long will they be there for?
Local MP Scott Buchholz knows the area well and showed the 7:30 report around the Lockyer Valley to give a sense of just how big a job it's going to be.
There are 6 major communities that have been affected, and they're at very different stages of recovery. Grantham have been allowed back into their community to assess their damage and to see for first hand, their houses, that if they even still exist.
Want some glasses, Liam? Slip for a drink bottle for school.
In Gatton, the biggest town in the Lockyer Valley, the Togia family is at a makeshift donation centre, trying to get a start in rebuilding their lives. What was it like when you first saw it?
The house? I just wanted to cry.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Everything.
Just sick of mud.
Thick slush in the house, and everything was ruined. The water's just totally, the whole house, it went up in the house and we've got nothing left, so we're just, still staying at the centre. We're alive, which is the most important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, to lose everything in the house, especially personal items, it's, really hurt.
This temporary centre that is giving a boost to so many was set up by 2 local real estate agents who are helping resettle those left homeless. You two guys obviously known each other for a while. You'd normally be rivals in a small town.
We are rivals. No, we're friendly rivals, very friendly rivals.
Like so much of the relief effort, this has been a spontaneous undertaking and one that's happened from local initiatives.
Well, we've been started the organisation just by this being a depot just to put stuff. Our story, we've got so many donations. It's so wonderful to see everything coming in from, as far away West Australia, Darwin, Melbourne, and obviously right throughout Queensland. However, we now have a major storage problem and distribution problem.
Like Gatton, the nearby town of LAIDLEY on the eastern edge of the Lockyer Valley was largely spared the worst of the flood damage, and Neil Williamson is coordinating another donation centre.
We started to get utes and trucks and trailers coming into town, rocking up to us at the community centre, and just generous people wanting to make donations. It's come from Victoria, from New South Wales, from all over Queensland.
While such generosity is appreciated, all through the Lockyer Valley, volunteers have been overwhelmed with the donation of goods. They say at the moment the thing they need most is money.
What are we going to do with this one? Let me see. Stinks. Oh, yeah, no. See, that's all mouldy in there.
People need to rebuild homes, and that's going to take money. People get dignity so they can do the shopping themselves. Again, we understand the generosity, but people want to shop for themselves and have some ownership over what clothes you're going to wear and that sort of thing, not just rifle through a big bin full of second-hand stuff.
Back on the ground in Grantham, the people coming to terms with their ruined homes are still fearful every time a cloud passes over, and the emotional damage is the most pressing task.
And it's a huge task that's in front of us. We can rebuild streets and we can rebuild houses, but our priority is to rebuild the people.
I think the clean-up will happen, but whether we stay in this area, because at the moment, as soon as it starts to rain or there's talk of a flood, you're just gone. You don't want to be anywhere near the place. So that makes it really hard to be comfortable in your own home. So I don't know how many of us will stay, whether this area will even be an area.
That report from Connor Duffy.